Good evening and welcome to Success in the City. My name's Helen Webster. I'm with the lovely
Sandra Scott, and I'm with the lovely Helen Webster, of course.
So, as you can see tonight, we don't have a guest because we haven't seen each other for ages and everybody's missing you. So, we thought we'd do a little catch up of the past month or like what's been going on, what we've been doing. Okay. So, we're going to shout out. Yeah, shout out to the kids, any little people who've done amazing things this week. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay, so it is half term this week, so big shout out to all of them who are having a half term. And I want to do a massive shout out. So I did a little rave today.
Oh.
Yeah, so in May Logan Centre, we do a family fit program. So the adults and the kids do the kids make a little bit of food and the adults do some exercise. But because it's half term, lots of the older children were off who were like 6, 7, 8, 9. So I decided that we would do a little rave instead. So I took my disco lights, took my big speaker, bought a load of glow sticks, and we had a big full-on rave. So I just said to a few of the nans who come, bring some. Somebody else said, oh yeah, I said, just tell everybody. We had 26 kids in there.
So did they have the rave?
They had the rave, yeah. They had the little rave.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we had all, it was all dark with all the lights were flashing around. They all had a dance, but they all just wanted to play outside. So we ended up letting them play outside as well. We played some party games.
Was this like when you told me that when I blew on the glow stick, it'd switch it on?
Yeah.
Do that to them.
Yeah. So it was really lovely. So big shout out to all of them because none of them knew a few of them might have known each other, but most of them didn't know each other, and they all just got on and rocked it. So big shout out to all of them. Well done to everybody.
Oh, well, I've been out and about meeting some different young people who might come to the school, and so that's been nice. And it's hard, it's nerve-wracking for them, school for whatever reason hasn't worked out for you and you've gone somewhere else and that hasn't worked out, and then someone comes to meet you and see if they're going to offer you a place. It's quite stressful to go through that, at a young age, and especially if the parents and carers have got lots of hopes for them to come, and it is quite difficult for a young person to go through that. And there we go. So that was cool. Met some really nice young people over the past few weeks, really. That's that.
Good. Success this week for you personally, or over the past couple of weeks, something that's happened.
Well, success for me personally this week is I'm taking 2 days off. 2 days. It was meant to be 3. It's gone to 2 now because I certainly worked today. But the success over the last couple of weeks is my mum is still alive, because we've had a terrible time. But my shout out for the grown-ups at the end is going to be for some people from the Royal. I don't know whether to talk about it now really or later. But my mum was ill basically. We had a nice Christmas day, and on Boxing Day my auntie and uncle invited us round, and she said, no, I'm not going to go. And I thought, okay. So she stayed in hers and we went round to my auntie and uncle's, and she said she was all right and she didn't seem that bad. Anyway, bit by bit she got poorly, and she's an asthmatic anyway, so she has a cough like nothing on earth, like a seal barking or something. Anyway, she wasn't shifting it. And 2 weeks into January, I said, Mum, do you need it? Oh no, it's just a virus, they won't give you anything, blah blah blah. Week 3 in January, I said, Mum, because she kept saying, I feel a bit better now, then going backwards. And then I said, right, we need to go to the doctors with this. And she said, well, I can't get through, blah blah blah. So I said, I'll ring for you. And for the first time in my life, she let me ring the doctors on her behalf, because she just couldn't speak. She couldn't make a full sentence and breathe properly. So anyway, we ended up going to the doctors after calls and what have you. And the doctor said, do you want to go in an ambulance now to the hospital, or do you want your daughter to take you? And I said, I'll take her now. And she said, I'll have my daughter. So she gets in the car. She goes, can we just go home? And I was like, Mum? And she said, no, let me just get my slippers. So She goes, if you go upstairs, get this. Meanwhile, she's popped a piece of toast in the toaster.
Good planning.
Kettle in. So she had something to eat before she went, and I was like stressed, but trying not to be stressed. So then I took her to the Royal. Well, that was a nightmare because it's the new Royal. I didn't know where to go to drive right up. Now I've got my head around it. It's fine. Anyway, I parked highly illegally, lights flashing round the back, not blocking any ambulances, but nevertheless. And I got her through the doorway, and the woman was so helpful straight away because we had a letter off the doctor that she printed in and then gave it to her. So, and it was packed. It was, I thought, is there an empty seat? There were 2 empty seats. I said to my mum, sit there, don't move. And she just sort of, you know, she was struggling to walk and everything. So I said to the receptionist, I've got to move the car and park. So that was a joy. That took me literally about 17 minutes, the whole process of that, and then to get back. So when I come in, she's not there. And the lady found me straight away, the receptionist. She came out and she said, your mum's gone straight through. So she'd gone through, triaged. I walked through. She's there with a nebulizer and a drip in it, and they'd done that in 17 minutes.
Wow.
So it was just amazing. I cannot believe how the A&E people work. I've never seen anything like it. They were just tremendous. And so my poor mum got looked after, and so you know, the success is that she was okay. And I honestly think when we found out where her bloods were and her oxygen and everything, I honestly think if we'd have left it a few more days, it would have been too late. Honestly, I firmly believe that. So the hospital people, fantastic. And thank you to everyone. I've had all these messages and stuff, you know, and she ended up staying in hospital, of course, then right through over the weekend, and then a few more days, and they can't get you out fast enough there, so you know you're there if you keep in. And we had a follow-up appointment today at Broad Green, so I took her this morning, and they had all the x-rays and that, and you could see, and she's so much better. She's just exhausted from it, you know. And they just plowed her full of drugs. She had like 13 tablets she had to take at one point, and you know, but what they did was amazing. And you really see modern medicine in action when you see things like that. And the poor staff, you know, the medical people doing a job, but they're like hotel staff. They're so polite and well mannered. They're falling over themselves, apologizing, you know. And obviously some people are quite upset and angry because they're waiting there a long time. And my mum was in a chair sort of all day into the night, and then about midnight they had a trolley in a separate room, which was like a bed, but it was a trolley. So she got to lie on there, really. And I heard one of the doctors, he went, there's 60 in A&E. And there was just like, they're on a skeleton staff in the night time. It's so difficult for them. And you can see they just brace themselves for that shift. And I just thought it really is a commendable job. And one of the doctors who saw us had MS and was on a stick. Yeah, I know. And she said the drugs are such now, you can prolong your life. So she's there working in A&E with MS. And we got talking, her mum had been one of my lecturers on my PGC course. Amazing, you know. They were just so, and her name was Dr. Emily. And then we had a nurse, Colin, who was fabulous as well. But everyone was just great, you know. And there were police dealing with stuff. There was a criminal, a guy escaped. That was the drama. There was what we didn't see. I was scared to leave my mum on her own, I must be honest. What we didn't see there wasn't. It was just like the Wild West. And they were just being so polite the whole time and lovely and calm. And I just thought, it really is a vocation, you know. So a massive, massive, massive shout out to everyone working in the Royal. Just tremendous.
And that happens, doesn't it? It happens in all the hospitals, like, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And if you were to see some of the things on the television and you think, oh, that's so far-fetched, and then you see it in real life and you think, oh, it's not, isn't it? You know.
Well, you know, on the telly, they've got time to chat. They were just like, they were working so fast and they were all like that. And there was a lot of people and everyone was very, very, very busy. And they're looking for beds constantly on the screens. And you can hear them. They went, okay, that guy there is a priority. And there's people going, I've been here for 2 days. And you can't say all that, you know, some people's needs are greater than others.
Yeah, definitely. You have to triage how poorly
it's not
somebody
like,
is, isn't it?
you're not waiting to be served in a shop. they've got to prioritize your illness and that, you know. So I got that many messages, just massive thanks to people. I got so many messages off people support and everything. Hope your mum's okay, and all the clients, because I had to cancel loads of clients and everything. So everyone was just lovely and supportive. So it was a bit of a shock. But and she's on the mend now. But it was that I just feel so indebted to them, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. So great, big shout out, and you have been through a lot, haven't you? You know what I mean? As well as working and doing 24 billion other things, isn't it? You know, it's not like you've had a little rest.
It was terrible. I was tired, and doing the course as well, of course, which is just hilarious. The timing couldn't have been worse. But that it's escapism when you do it. Actually, it's really, really interesting, the course I've been doing as well as working. So glutton for punishment. At least I don't have time to think.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is our new thing, is having time to think.
Well, and then I'll be speaking about the book you recommended as well, which has been fantastic for me. And I think you must have written the last chapter of that book, because it's your ethos.
Have you listened to the last chapter?
I might as well.
Let's carry on with some more.
Carry on, because I'll go off as a tangent, as we know, which is why you run the format. School's going really well. We're just waiting for the Ofsted inspection. Got a few more bits and bobs to order, just for the classrooms and stuff. Everything's fine. Anyway, I want to get, I want some animals in the school, because all the kids I've spoke to are coming, they're all sick with excitement about animals, especially the fact we've got a dog at school, etc. Do you think Poppy could do a therapy dog course?
Yes.
Because she's lovely, isn't she, with young people and stuff? And
she's absolutely amazing with anybody who's different. So we there used to be a girl who came to one of my classes, and she had learning difficulties, but she lived on her own. She lived independently, and did have support, but used to send the support away. Used to like not open the door and she started coming to my class, and then she ended up being part of our little fitness family, and everybody rallied around her, and we all looked after her. And Rach Walker made her a Christmas dinner and drove it round, and
lovely.
But she was a lovely person, lovely. And her and Poppy were like best friends. They absolutely just like idolized. She used to come to the fitness sessions with me, and Poppy just idolized her. And she used to have Poppy overnight. So if we ever went anywhere, and she used to she just loved having it, because I suppose it was company, and and Poppy just loves but I used to take her to my disability sessions, and I always remember there was a girl called Lisa who was in a wheelchair, and she had limited movement in her left hand. So her left hand used to be here, and it was like a limited movement, quite high up. And she communicated with her eyes, and I walked in with the dog, and she was in a wheelchair, and she looked at the dog, and I said, "Oh, do you want to say hello to Poppy?" And so she said yes. So I said, "All right, okay." And as I turned around to say to Poppy, "Come and say hello to Lisa," she went to the correct side of the wheelchair, put her paws on the arm, lifted herself up, and put her head underneath her hand so she could stroke her.
It was not amazing.
Everybody just looked, and everybody was just like, wow, and got like a little bit choked, because we didn't tell the dog to do, she just automatically did it. And then we used to have another girl who was had autism, and she used to bite herself and like roll on the floor. She was quite severe. And she used to lie on the floor, and Poppy used to like lie next to her. And then she used to just like stroke, and she was just, so the Poppy that who runs around like a crazy dog, and that goes to my mum's and brings like 9 balls in from the garden within like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a totally different dog when she's in a different environment.
That environment, yeah.
Yeah. And she's great with kids, because so Scarlett from Autism in Motion, Joe's Scarlett. Scarlett used to read to it, and they used to sit and watch the iPad together. I've got a gorgeous photo of the two of them hugging each other, watching the iPad, and the dog just like sits with her, you know. So she's gorgeous, yeah, she is. She's a very, very gentle. And I think she'd be an amazing therapy dog. I have always said that she'd be an amazing therapy dog.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think because the more animals, the better. I'm thinking of getting African snails in one of the classrooms as well. I've got to get animals that people can definitely look after them over the holidays. So like minimal input, like weekly feeds, like fish tanks and stuff like that. So
we used to take the stick insects home from school.
Stick insects?
Stick insects are really cool.
I hadn't thought of stick insects.
They're dead cool because you can like you can have them like crawling up your arms and things.
A nightmare.
We took them home. I don't know whether Stuart might have got.
Also, I want animals that if something happens to them, I can replace them and no one's onto it.
Yeah,
so
like
so if anything happened to a stick insect, I can replace it and no one would be any the wiser. That's what I need as well, like goldfish.
I know, but you also need to talk about the pets are very good for like the circle of life, aren't they?
Indeed, but as minimal disruption to the circle of life as possible would be great.
So Bernie's listening in and she says that's a fab idea, a therapy dog. And my mum said I was just thinking of the stick insects.
We had the best breakfast there.
We did. Well, that's going to come a little bit. That's going to come out in a little bit later.
Was delicious, absolutely delicious food. Perfect eggs.
Yeah, probably. So, how is the Blue Badge tour guide coming along?
Oh my God, it's very stressful because I'd miss loads anyway. Because a lot of people who do the course work part-time or are retired or are tour guides already. It's different types of guides, so they just fit it in with the working week. So when you end up doing 2 weekends, the problem is you do 19 days without a day off, and it's full on, you know, and we've all done that, but it's different when you're 17, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it has been quite full on that. So I have had a couple of days off as things have gone on and missed it. And then of course my mum was so I just missed the whole weekend and it's very intense. And we've got all these assessments going. But the people who run the course are so kind and so nice. And even yesterday, a guy went over to the Lady Lever for 2 hours to help a few of us who wanted help. And they all had a go of talking about things. Well, I'd not set foot in the place until I think I'd been for a coffee with you, Uncle Ron and Auntie Beryl there, your family, and met them there. That was the last time. And before that, it'd been a few years earlier. So I wasn't familiar with everything in there. And there's they have so many stops. So you go around, they'll just go, right, you talk about this now. And there can be any item, not every item in the museum. They'll give you a list of about 24. Yeah. In the Anglican Cathedral, there's 40 odd stops. So, and you wouldn't believe the detail because you've got to talk for 5 minutes about it. So 5 minutes is a long time. Yeah. So you can talk about 2 pieces of art there. You can, and it's got to be interesting. So if someone's an art historian, they might go on and you go on a tour like that. They might go on about brush strokes and colours and you might be dead interested in that. If you come to Liverpool on a cruise ship and you're, say, American, you're interested in Wedgwood or whatever, and you go there, I don't know, you want a bit of a story, you want it to be engaging as well. Yeah. So you have to have interesting and funny facts about people and things. It's making it engaging. So obviously I'm cramming that over the next 2 days because we've got to practice that this weekend. So it is full on, it really is. But apparently this course they've done it over longer time than that. Normally it's over 3 months. So I have absolutely no idea. And one lady, she said when she did her course years ago, because they're only every 10 years, the course was full. So they let her study and just do the exam. And I said to her, I have no idea how you did it. And there's nothing they don't know, these people. They are so knowledgeable. You think you know your city. You don't know it at all. Because when you just, it's fascinating. And it's the depth of knowledge, So when you might say, oh, that's that, or they talk about something, it's the amount of information they've got about it, And some of the people who are doing the course are already guides, so they already do Chester. So, and now they're learning all about Liverpool.
Right.
And then there might be was one lady's a guide in Manchester, so she comes through from Manchester every single time for the course. She gets the training, and then she comes in on days, and they're all practicing. But we've got a WhatsApp group. It's so stressful because they're all going, "No, I'm practicing here today," and I'm like, "I haven't got a cat in hell's chance."
Just go to Google Maps.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be revising. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. You've got to direct the coach. Well, you know, I can't find my way anywhere in the building.
Give them a sat nav.
Oh, it's horrendous. But
you did have a massive success on your exam or assessment or whatever, didn't you, last couple of weeks ago?
No, well, they've all gone really well, actually, but they're mocks. So that's like, you see, I hated history at school. We used to pass the textbook round and read out of it. And I'm going to say it, Miss Boyle was a lazy teacher, and Ofsted would have had her if she was around now. And I can say that, and anyone who had her as a teacher would agree with me, I'm sure. And we just read out the book and passed the book round, which is a horrendous way to teach anyone. So I couldn't drop history fast enough. I absolutely hated it. But I'm paying for it now because it's not just about Liverpool. You have to learn I have to learn about who won this golf thing and rugby and everything. Oh, you wouldn't believe the stuff you've got to know because people ask questions. And as a blue badge tour guide, you've got to know all this stuff because they expect you to know. You've got to be really knowledgeable on everything. You can't.
Once you've passed, and you're qualified, can you bring your own tour rules in then? Nobody asks any questions until the very end, and then run out of time and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, there's no time for that."
Well, I must be honest. I'm hoping to do all the foreign ones. You see, I think that's the only reason they let me on it because loads of people have got masters in history and everything, and I haven't got any history qualifications. So, but they need language speakers. So I think that's how I got on it. But in my naivety, I thought they were going to say, "Oh yeah, we do this. These are the tours, blah blah blah." I think I thought I was going to have like a nice 18 months just going around seeing things, and I thought, well, I'll just put that into foreign languages, but that's not the case at all. We don't do anything in foreign language. The whole thing's in English. And then at the end of it, I have to do those tests and things.
So do you have to do more tests in the foreign languages?
Yeah, if you want to be licensed. To be honest, you can just do it. But because I've worked as an interpreter, etc., I'm all right. Yeah. But some people, but there's loads of people who might do it already in a language. You do Spanish and stuff like that, you know. So that's sort of what I'm looking forward to doing, really. Yeah. And if they let me do groups with 2 or 3 languages in, no one will have time for a question anyway.
100%. And if you answer them in a different language, sort of.
That's my goal. yeah. This way.
Yeah. Follow the brownie. Come on.
I know. And you see, you've got walk-in tours and you've got coach tours. Yeah. So in my mind, this is what's going to happen. I'm meeting the people off the boat. They get on the coach and away we go. And that's it.
So you're not doing a walk-in tour?
Not really. Not unless it's summer, obviously. But no one wants to do that in winter. I've had to do some as part of the course. And it's awful because you're down the waterfront. It's teeming. They've all got the gear. I'm there in my wool coat with an umbrella like this. They're all hooded up and everything. And they're all looking at me. And I thought, well, I'll be easy to find. There's no need for me to lower my standards just because it's raining. Do you know what I mean? So
not good for the hair.
No. Oh, God. Hilarious.
So Bernie says, you will smash being a guide in our beautiful city. Yes,
oh, thank you. That's very kind.
And she says, evening, lady. So evening to Jan. My mum, it must have taken her a while to type it, but she's put, especially when the lid was left off the tank, talking about the stick insects.
Oh, yes. Oh, God. Is that what happened?
Maybe. Did it?
But the kids keep saying suggestions. They were going, when I'm meeting them, they're going, chickens? We could have, and then listing various rodents, and I can't bear them. And I was like, oh, maybe not, and just
Yes, we could have chickens.
Yeah, I'd love to get chickens because kids
But then you
love
can eat the
chickens
eggs.
and rabbits and stuff.
Yeah, little petting zoo. Or just take them to a petting zoo.
Well, we can do that. Loads of them. There's one girl helps in a horse place on a Friday. So I said, well, we can keep that up for farms and stuff. So animals are so positive for children, you know.
Definitely. Defo. Cool. Okay. We're going to play this or that.
Are we? Okay, go on.
So today is pancake day.
Oh, yes.
So I haven't had my pancakes yet. Have you had yours yet?
No, I'm going to do them after.
Okay. So mine is lemon and sugar or Nutella and strawberries.
Oh, that's my choice. Nutella and strawberries.
What do you have on your pancake?
Maple syrup. I'm Canadian.
Oh yeah.
Maple syrup, and if not, because you couldn't get it when I was a kid and we came here, Tate and Lyle golden syrup. That's it. Nothing else. Anything else is disgusting.
Don't you like lemon and sugar on them?
No, that's absolutely dreadful. That's like doing duck apple at Halloween instead of going trick-or-treating. Equally awful.
Oh my days.
Yeah. No, I like Canadian food is like quite sugary. I was thinking about this when I went to Tim Hortons and had a hot chocolate. And it's because I think it's so cold there in the winter that they have a lot of sugar and they're quite sporty people. So they burn off a lot of energy, you know. So yeah, 100% golden syrup, and I love it. And I only have it on pancakes, nothing else. I don't use it for anything else, just pancakes.
I love maple syrup. I think maple syrup, but I don't like golden syrup.
Yeah, maple syrup's light. That's why it's just quite light. The proper stuff is anyway. Yeah. So what you have? Sugar and lemon.
Oh, lemon and sugar, hands down. I just love it, and I can eat about 10 pancakes with it on.
Yeah, with a tequila or something.
I haven't tried that one.
Lemon and sugar. It's salt, isn't it, with tequila?
So anybody who's listening, what's your favourite pancake topping?
Golden
I'm going to ask. I bet your lemon and sugar comes out top.
Oh, no way. It's awful.
Yeah.
It's just like gritty and horrid and...
Oh, and it all drips out the end of your pancake. And then you usually have to put your pancake to mop it up.
I'd rather have like lemon curd or jam on it or something if I had to have that. The French have chocolate on it, Nutella and crepe, the light ones, yeah.
Nutella and strawberries is quite nice.
Oh, and of course the pancakes made with gluten-free flour now. We have to do that, so it tastes a bit different. But I've got that down to a T now. That took a while.
And now, are they manky like?
No, they're all right. They're okay now. But of course, I'm used to everything gluten-free, and other people taste it and go, it's horrid. But it doesn't bother me, you know.
So Jane's listening. She says lemon and sugar all the way.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Lemon and sugar.
Go on, your go.
All right then. This sort you haven't. I've got some funny tastes. You know, your poor mum.
Says you doesn't like baked beans. Go on.
Oh, they're the worst thing ever. Okay. There's a jigsaw of them, just baked beans, and I just think that's disgusting. Why would imagine getting that as a gift?
They're called Impossipuzzles.
Pardon?
I've got one with golf tees. Impossipuzzles, they're called. I've got one which is just golf tees.
Oh no, dreadful. I like pretty jigsaws that have got loads of colours in them and stuff. Okay, right. Would you rather then, fitness person, would you rather go for a run in the countryside, or do a yoga session on the beach?
So I've been to yoga today. I've become a little bit of a yogi recently.
Oh, I would like to have gone, but I was teaching.
But 100% run in the countryside.
Oh, really? Okay. So
what about
100% yoga on a beach that was warm, definitely. Yeah. Well, all right. Crosby, and it's okay in the summer. Crosby in the nice one. It's gorgeous when it's lovely there.
Yeah. So my mum's typed it's the way I brought her up, the strange tastes, which is very true.
Oh, your mum makes all lovely food.
She does, but she used to just give me like, so we used to have random, because I never used to eat when I was younger.
Oh, Barbara, what slander's coming out now? Go on.
I never used to eat, so I used to just eat like biscuits and cakes, and because I've got a very, very sweet tooth. So I used to have like peanut butter and jam and lots of sweet things. I think she used to mash egg custard up in my bottle when I was tiny, just to make me eat, because I never used to eat.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I'm making up for it now, of course.
Oh.
Yeah, anything with chocolate, I'm all right with chocolate and stuff like that. I'm not a massive saver.
Oh, I taught this kid this evening who ate 2 bars of chocolate on the Zoom when I was teaching the lesson, and I was like that.
Yeah.
I don't mind if they have a snack. You can't teach hungry kids, but 2 bars of chocolate and a glass of milk, and I was like, oh right, okay, I'm starving.
Yeah, I'd have done that. Okay. So in May Logan Centre on a Wednesday, we have a board game cafe. So it's about playing board games and things like that. So I bought these cards, and they're basically like a this or that.
Mm-hmm.
So would you rather travel 100 years to the future or 100 years to the past?
Okay. As always, there's certain caveats with this. So, if I go into the past, can I put a bet on?
No.
But you could meet your ancestors who you hadn't met. Oh, that's really difficult, you know.
No, it opened up quite a good little conversation.
I think I'd rather go in the past to meet people, my ancestors who I've never known and things. Yeah, because I only knew, I had one grandma and knew that was it. So I think I'd rather go into the past to meet those people, because my dad was sort of left with people who brought him up. And we traced the fact somebody contacted us via whatever it is, Ancestry. And my half brother and that in Scotland, and we had a meeting with them online and that in the lockdown. And he said, I've spent my life, he said, I can't tell you, he said, and then we get something like this happen. And they didn't know we existed or anything. And his mum, so basically this lad, I can't remember the relation, it gets a bit complicated, but there we go. My grandmother, so my father's mum was his mum's, would have been auntie. So his mum would have been my dad's cousin, if you like. So they had the same nan. And they didn't know that my dad's mum had a child, because he was given for it, like scurried away, whatever. So I don't know whether her husband died in the war and then she remarried. But the saddest thing of all, so I never knew this woman my whole life. I was living in London and she was in London, and she died in 1998, the year my son was born. And when I was down in London for those 2 years, and she wasn't far from where we were, and I thought, that's just mental, isn't it? And I would have loved to have met her, definitely. And like met my mum's dad died when she was 6 months old. I would have loved to have met my granddad and just different people, you know. I think that'd be quite cool. I would like to put a bet on, though.
Yeah. You're not up on a bet on.
Would you rather go to the future then?
100 million%. 100 million%. Because I think you can read about the past. You can't. So imagine imagine if you took somebody from 100 years ago and brought them now.
It'd blow your mind, though, Hal.
I know, but do you know when you're in Back to the Future, when you get on the skateboard and it's got no wheels? That'll just be the norm. The cars will be flying. We'll be like the Matrix being plugged in. We'll be able to
right. Well, let me tell you, when I was a kid, I thought I'd work on a space shuttle. Yeah. I thought that's what I would do for my living when I grew up. Would be, obviously I flew for the airlines, but I'd work on a space shuttle. So I don't know. Progress is something.
You can do your guides. You can do your tour guides on the space shuttle.
And this is Earth. Imagine how much you've got to know about Earth. It's bad enough doing Liverpool.
Yeah, 100%. Let's go to the future. 100%.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'd rather not know.
I think the past's gone. Go
It's
forward.
our own, and he franked the living daylights out of me going on about the war. He goes, when we're in the water wars, as he calls it. He says all the time.
Yeah. Well, Julio's listening in, so we say buenas
Hola.
noches. Hola.
Hola, buenas tardes. De Argentina or Chile, Patagonia. Can't remember whereabouts he lives. How ignorant.
Argentina? I think it's Argentina.
He's been on the show. You think I'd know?
I think it's Argentina. I'm going to say Argentina. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
Argentina.
Go on, you're this or that.
Okay, then. Would you rather write a book or read a book?
I would love to write a book.
Wow.
I'd love to write a book. I'd love to write a children's book, I think.
Ooh.
And I've got a little idea in my head about a children's book.
Well, keep it to yourself because somebody will rob it. A page a day would be 365, and it's a leap year this year, you know.
Yes.
So a page a day would be a book by the end of the year, but not a children's book. You could have written about 10 of them.
Yeah.
If it's a little one.
Yeah, yeah.
There's workshops and things you can go on to do that type of thing.
So would you rather read a book or write a book?
I'd rather read a book, but do you remember I told you ages ago I'd done something about language learning?
Yeah.
And I really would like to get on with that, but this week's not the time for that. We'll have to wait.
We'll wait for a little bit. Wait till you've got a spare 15 minutes.
Honest to God.
Well, you've heard about me 18 minutes a day, haven't you?
Yes. No.
So 10,000 hours.
Yes.
To become an expert.
Yeah.
10,000 hours. Yeah. What they've done some research now. So 18 minutes every single day consistently for 1 year is 100 hours.
Gosh. Okay.
And if you consistently do 18 minutes every single day, you will be 95% better than anybody else at that thing.
That's amazing.
I know.
There's a lot of different things you could do for 18 minutes. That's quite cool, that.
Which is why I'm going to be an origami ninja.
The origami has just been amazing. I'm starting to really look for the posts now because not everything comes up on Facebook or whatever. You tend to see them 3 days later. And then I saw all of these origami things. That's been the best purchase ever.
It was.
Did you mind the floral paper? Because I got you plain stuff as well.
I know, but the floral papers, so I'm becoming a little bit like the floral paper has a very nice texture to it.
Okay. Well, there were different sizes and different qualities.
Yeah, yeah. So the big paper in the National Trust book.
Yeah.
So that's got the.
Yeah.
Is
that the animal?
Yeah. And then you have the paper that matches. There's also a little QR code, and when you scan the QR code, it shows you the video of how to do it.
Unbelievable.
So it's a very, very good book, a very good book. And then it's quite difficult to follow a pattern, but I'm finding it easier to follow the YouTube, when I'm seeing them how to fold and things like that. So YouTube is a phenomenal tool. It's really, really good.
Learning,
So I've been learning sort of little things because particular little folds and things are quite tricky. But now I'm on it. So now I can do the heart bookmark.
Yeah.
From memory.
That's amazing.
I don't follow a pattern or anything like that. And I can do the blow up heart, where you blow the heart and it blows up.
They look really good.
So now I'm going to master the balloon. And then the animals that I've done, I'm going to go back to the animals in a bit once I've got my folding skills a bit better. And then I'm going to recreate the animals that I've done.
Amazing.
Yeah. So Uncle Ron's listening, and Uncle Ron says, Sandra, did you go to the cafe in the Lady Lever? We were there that day.
On Sunday.
So you must have been there on Sunday.
I literally ran in at 10 to 2, went to the loo, and then I had to go and be tortured. with him.
Oh,
I know.
I'm
So
sure you'd have gone over and said hello.
I didn't see him. Well, have you explained to Uncle Ron that I wear glasses and can't see anything that's 10 yards from me?
And you also have face blindness.
No, I know Uncle Ron and I don't recognise him, but I do have bad face blindness. Yeah. I was so happy when I heard Stephen Fry had it. I'm not as bad as Stephen Fry. He's got to see someone 10 times.
Yeah, loads of people have got it. Yeah.
Horrendous.
Yeah. Cool. I don't know whose question it is. Is it yours or mine? I don't even know what we're talking about.
We've gone off as a tangent. I said, would you rather read or write a book?
That's right. So it's my go on the last one. Okay. So would you rather, you've got 18 minutes a day for a year.
Okay.
Would you rather learn a musical instrument or a new craft? So like art.
Musical instrument, hands down. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I missed all of that. Yeah.
Okay.
A musical instrument, hands down. The only thing is, I can't wait to get a keyboard. Yeah, a musical instrument.
Brilliant.
Definitely. 18 minutes a day is fine.
I know.
I would say 10 minutes a day, don't I, to learn a language. 10 minutes a day, that's all you need. But it's the frequency and the repetition.
It's the consistency. So the 18 minutes apparently is it's 100 hours, but your retention, because you're going over and over and over it again. And it's the discipline and the consistency and the motivation to do it every single day. But if you were to say do an hour every day, you think, an hour. But if you do 18 minutes, you can easily do 18 minutes.
Here's my thing. Can you spend an hour and do 3 different things every day?
Yeah.
Well, there we go then. I'll be a yoga guru, whatever they're called, yogi person, a pianist.
Yeah.
When we get one. And something else with the third one, I don't know. A critically acclaimed author. There we go.
Well, an hour is only 4% of your day.
An hour's 4% of your day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. 24 hours.
So when people say I haven't got an hour, it's 4% of your day, and it's about choice, isn't it? It's about, do you value that? Is it something you really want to do, or is it something that you think you'd like to do? So lots of people say, I haven't got time to go to the gym, or I haven't got time to exercise. But if they really wanted to, they would make that time because they'd sacrifice.
No, that's true. That is true. Yeah. Especially the way they're open now.
Yeah, well, they're 24 hours now, aren't they? You can go to 24 hours. Yeah. So there you go. So Uncle Ron, she didn't see you, and she didn't go to the cafe.
Sorry.
But next time you're there, you will. Hopefully, Uncle Ron, next time Sandra's there, we will be on her tour.
Well, to be fair, I did think about Uncle Ron, but I had to go and sort my mum out in the morning.
Yeah.
And I saw you guys, didn't I? Which was lovely to see Diane and Sophie and Lynn and Christine, obviously. Penno and Lindsay and yourself. So that was dead nice as well. And we had the nicest breakfast.
We did. So on Sunday, we haven't had a good catch up, have we?
We haven't. We still haven't really.
For a long time. So we decided to, because it was going to be a nice day, we decided to have a little walk along the canal. So for those who don't know, Bernie's Deli 2 is in Maghull. And it's
right by the stage.
Something square, isn't it? It's like a little square. Is it Templeton Road or something?
I'm not too sure. It's right near the station though, because I had to stop by the level crossing, and I hate the things. I absolutely hate them. And the thing came and I was like, nah! Yeah. And then the thing came down and the train went past. I was like, oh my God. And then I parked. But the food was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we decided that we would eat early, didn't we, and then go for a walk. So we pre-ordered, which was, and I had poached egg and avocado on sourdough toast, which was unbelievable. What did you have?
Same, and I had smoked salmon with it. And Bernie said to me, "Would you like hollandaise sauce?" And I went, I really do. But then I saw how many calories it was, because it takes a healthy breakfast, like 600 calories or something, like a good breakfast for a Sunday. And then it puts it over to like 1200. So I said, no, but thank you. And she said, just a bit. So I said, okay. Then there were quite a lot came and I ate it all. So,
Yeah.
so that was nice. And they have lovely
Awesome.
coffee there as well.
Yeah.
The coffee's lovely and tea.
Yeah.
So it was really, really nice, wasn't it? So we were
It was
so well
lovely. It
looked
was lovely to
after.
be together, wasn't it? All little
Yeah.
together. And then because you had to go and see your mum and go to do your tour, you weren't able to come for the little walk along the canal.
Which looks lovely on the photos.
Oh, the weather was absolutely incredible. We just touched so lucky. It was so warm. It was like lovely and warm. The sun was on our face. It was lovely. We walked all the way along, turned around, walked all the way back, waved to Rachel Walker's house as we walked past. And then just as we were getting back to the car, we had a bit of a grey, sort of cloudy. So I think we made it just in time. But it was lovely to see everybody and have a little catch up. So we're definitely going to do another one very soon.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so it was lovely. Yeah, it was good. It was good. So yeah, massive shout out to Bernie and the team for looking after us.
Yeah. Was it Eve?
And a shout out to Mike as well.
Oh, she was lovely, Eve, who looked after us as well. Yeah, massive shout out to Mike too.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Okay, what is your red face?
How long have you got?
Forever.
So, well, I'm going to be really open and honest here. So I have a lot of red faces because obviously it's been some time. Forget like Hood getting caught on a door and strangling me backwards and stuff like that. And I thought the thing that happened this morning, I thought, so I'll use that. So we go to the Alexander wing of the Broad Green Hospital. So we're downstairs. The people there are just so kind because it's like a geriatric place. Mum is fuming. She's 77, absolutely livid. It's a geriatric thing. She just is so annoyed and like really angry about that. And they go, why am I? And I said, well, you know. So they had these people and the nurse going, hello, and they're all lovely. Like that. So anyway, but she's struggling to walk the distance because she can't breathe properly. They put her in a wheelchair. They were so kind. And the doctor was great with it. The doctor saw her in a royal and that's fine. And then we go sit back and we get chatting. This nurse was so lovely. She was chatting to us for ages. And we were talking about different, and we were talking about people being snobby and being judgmental and saying things and that. And she was talking about something that someone had said to her that was just shocking. And we said, so my mum's trying to tell a story about when somebody was quite rude and decides to tell the woman, instead of saying, oh, my daughter had surgery in a private hospital through the NHS. And this lady said, oh, some of these people are NHS patients. You know, my mum said, oh, we are. You know, instead of saying that, my mum tells her all about the surgery I've had done, what I've had done, etc., which was quite personal. I went on, I was like that. And there was a guy sat there, another guy on another table. There was literally must have been 7 people heard the story of my hysterectomy as it was years ago and I was like, oh my God. And I just sat there, I didn't flinch. I just sat there and thought, let's just go with it. And I was like that. And the nurse was like, oh dear. And I thought, unbelievable. Just tell everyone, because she tells everyone all the surgery she's had herself and all their ailments. That's her business. But I thought, don't start on mine. I was just like that. Unbelievable. My Oren was laughing his head off over it when I came in. I said, guess what Grandma did? He was howling. Oh, I was just like, kill me now. So that was pretty bad.
Brilliant. I love it that it's not you who's caused the red face.
Yeah, because I always say to people, when people say I'm really embarrassed something else, and I say, don't be embarrassed of something someone else says or does. It's not you. You know, when people have a partner and they do this, and I go, don't be embarrassed. You didn't do it. They did. So, but I was embarrassed today. I just thought, oh, for God's sake.
That's brilliant. I don't
Well,
think I
have you got one?
don't think so. My only thing was today so I'm not a lover of voice notes, as everybody knows. I'm not. I don't
Oh
like
yeah, I had my voice notes off you. They're blank, the two of them, and then I got one.
Oh, so the first one was. So for anyone who's unsure, on WhatsApp you can press the little microphone and you can talk, and when you let go, that voice. So if I do a chat to Sandra, it goes through to Sandra. So I was driving. And I was at the light, so I thought, oh, I'll quickly send her a message now. And I thought, I won't type, I'll just press it. And as I went to press it and talk, the lights changed. So I had to take me, so I said, oh, the lights have changed, was my first message to you.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I had to put it into gear. And then I drove a bit. And then, and then I thought, oh, I'll do it again. And then realised I had to change gear again. So I think your first message was, oh, the lights have changed. The second one was, oh, I've got to change gear. And then obviously I'd stopped, and then I thought, right, I'll just do it properly now. So I think that's my embarrassing thing. But I'm glad it was to you and not somebody else.
I think it said, I've gone into fourth gear or something. That's what I thought. And I was like, oh. That was dead funny.
So yeah, so I'm glad it was to you. So I'm not a lover of the voice note, but I am trying to get used to it because lots of people are using them now.
It just saves time.
And it does, yeah.
It really does save time. It's just much quicker than typing stuff out or sending a giant long message. Yeah. You can just say it. My friend Marie does it, and she got me into it really. So
yeah, lots of people use it.
But your cat's going ballistic today.
That's because he hasn't heard your voice for a while.
Oh, hello.
He hasn't heard you, so he's come upstairs and having a little talk to you. Yeah. Okay. So shout out to the grown-ups, any grown-ups who've done amazing things this week.
Shout out to Dr. Emily and Nurse Colin and absolutely everyone at the Royal Hospital, for me, the new Royal in town.
Yeah. And I'm going to shout out to all the NHS staff, and
yeah,
they just do a wonderful, wonderful job under a lot of pressure, don't they? You know.
The A&E, my God.
Yeah.
What they have to deal with in there.
Yeah. So big shout out. I'm going to shout out to Bernie's,
yes.
to Bernie herself and her team for making us such a lovely, lovely breakfast. And I'm going to do a big shout out to Jo Swinney, who's sadly missed it because she's got the leggy. So she's
I wanted to see.
Yeah, she's got the leggy. So sending big love to her. Shout out to Arshelle, who's doing a great job.
Good.
I had a lovely coffee with her last week, so that was lovely. We had a little coffee catch up, which was really nice. And I'm going to shout out to all of the grown-ups who are doing the half-funded half-term programs. So Autism in Motion have got loads going on this week. So I called in today. I haven't seen them for ages, but I called in to say hello very quickly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and have a proper catch-up with them. But they're doing fab things. And they've got some new people going, so some new young ones that are going and accessing the services and things.
Oh, brilliant.
And they made all these gorgeous Chinese dragons for Chinese New Year yesterday. And they're doing lots of heart things tomorrow. So I made a load of bookmarks. So I took a load of heart bookmarks, origami ones for them. Yeah. So.
So Wirral and that have their half term next week over the water. So some schools aren't all this week. But I have to say, I zipped through the traffic.
No.
Me 12 minutes to get to my mum's. I absolutely zipped through the Queen's Drive just like that. Off you go.
Yeah.
And you realise how many schools there are in that area, you know, it's just
so
it took me
lovely when they're off, the driving is so much easier, isn't it?
You realise how much of it is, you know, taking people to school.
Definitely, yeah. Okay. Book podcast that you're reading?
Well, the book you recommended to me, which was an audio book, which is on the phone, so I can't open it to show anyone because I'm on the mobile.
I'll open it on mine then for you.
Thank you, because it's been absolutely brilliant. And really, you know, it's a short one really for an audio. I haven't just listened to the Beatles one that was 30-odd hours.
I think it's 4 hours and 15 minutes, which I think is quite long for an audio book.
No, God, no, that's really short. No, most of them are like 13 hours and that I get.
Okay.
Yeah, so absolutely brilliant it's been.
So I am holding it up to the screen.
What's it called, Hel?
It's called, wrong way, Feel Good Productivity, and it's by Ali Abdaal.
So yeah, feel good productivity. It makes it sound like it's about achieving loads. It's not. It's a people talk about work-life balance and things like that, and it's just like buzzwords. It goes into stuff in depth with absolute practical strategies you can do. And it's really, really good. And even today, I was just saying to my mum, one of the things he said in the last chapter is they did an experiment where people were in hospital and they had them looking at different walls, and they had like a nice light picture of a forest clearing in nature with some water and stuff. And the difference in people's recovery. And I have to say, I said this as I was looking at these freaky abstract paintings that you couldn't tell what they were on the wall. And I was saying to my mum, they just put some nice pictures there instead, some photos. It makes a really difference to what your eyes look at, you know. But I thought, and I was talking about all the importance of greenery, which we've talked about, I've said for the school, about plants and greenery and things, and how important nature is for young people as well, and for, you know, for every age. So
everybody,
I thought you'd written that chapter.
Study in a nursing home, and they gave half of the residents a plant and half didn't have a plant. And the ones who had the plant, who had to get up and, like, you know, give it water and look after it and everything like that, their success rate of recovery was massively increased, and they're less likely to take pain medication.
That's so interesting, isn't it? It's about having a purpose.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's about having other things to focus on, and responsibility always helps people, you know.
Yeah. And green space. So I'm doing my Shinrin Yoku course at the moment.
I don't know what you've just said. Sorry, say that again.
So Shinrin Yoku is the Japanese forest bathing.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I'm training to be a forest bathing practitioner, and they talk about the green space, and there's lots of studies being done about green space. And as you know, I love the trees anyway and being outdoors. So it's right. It's sort of what I do. It's what I do anyway.
You love all of that.
So
I don't want to go because I don't want to spoil the session and scream squirrel at the top of my voice.
We'll do a private session for you and I. So if you were to go squirrel, nobody else would be affected by it.
I'll be like the worst client ever for forest bathing.
You'd love it.
Would I?
Yeah. So what's your next book then?
Well, I've got a chapter to go, and then it's probably going to have to be something for the course again. That was a bit radical listening to that one, because I've just been doing all the books for all the course, haven't I, and stuff. So I'll have to get back on that. That was a luxury listening to that, but I've really, really enjoyed it, you know, in the car. Because a lot of the books for the car, they're not in audio book form. So it's really, really good. Oh, I haven't touched a thing. I don't know why that's happened.
You've just gone upside down. I don't know why.
It's definitely time to call it a day.
It is time to call it a day. It is. So I have no idea what happened there. I don't know. Have you got a closing quote or anything from? Is there anything that you've been living by in your upside down, back to front?
No, I have. It's one step. It's gone back to the old favourite, one step in front of the other. Over the last few weeks, just put one foot in front of the other. That's it. I've done on my phone, and I have. I'm on the phone. The Be Brave one. We're technically wild.
Brilliant.
What about
it's
you?
Lovely to have. So I think the 18 minutes a day has been a massive thing for me. And that's from that book. But what they also talks about is 5 minutes. Can you do it for 5 minutes? So when you're putting something off, just say, I'm just going to go and do 5 minutes of that. Uncle Ron says, do it standing on your head, San. You can easily do that whilst juggling. There you go. She's back on. So yeah, I think just doing things, you know, that's So massive shout out to everybody. Thank you very much. I'm going to make my pancakes. Are you making your pancakes?
Yeah, I'm making the pancakes right now.
Cool. Okay.
All right. Have a nice evening. Say hi.
We'll see everybody next week.
All right.
See you later. Bye-bye.